So guys, as you can see, the price of Bitcoin is doing exactly like what we talked about on my previous example. I told you guys this price movement is more likely going to be a descending broadening wedge and a breakout scenario. And right now guys, if you look at this price structure, we are doing exactly like this area here guys, just like this one here, right? I told you guys this is going to be more likely a descending broadening wedge scenario and a possible breakout scenario. Yesterday when we had this price drop here, right, people were really worried and they were also telling me that, hey, is this actually a reversal now? Guys, just imagine how many stop losses are placed just above this 20,000 area. Just think about that. Do you think the market is actually going to reverse without going for the stop on? I don't think so, because I highly believe this is a very tricky area where most of the people actually fail, because they think since the price has already like shown a really nice gain, this is a chance of a price reversal. But what I actually believe, even if the market has to reverse, it is going to first liquidate all those people who are actually placing the stop loss right above this 20,000 price level. Only then maybe we are going to see a price reversal, because until then I strongly believe the trend is going to continue further in an upward direction. So if this is going to pan out guys, which target level would be our next area? So if we look at this price structure guys, this 19,500 19,600 is where we are looking at according to this descending broadening wedge. And I also have a very interesting scenario to show to you guys, and that is if you include the CPR indicator, not the daily but the weekly one guys. So look at this now guys, if you include the weekly CPR, this here, let me delete this and look at this one guys. This here, you can see here, right, this line here, this is the weekly R1 line. So this weekly R1 line is also exactly at 19,600 price level. This means this right now, this descending broadening wedge breakout scenario could be panning out exactly like what we are actually expecting. So in this case, the price should get gravitated towards this target area of 19,500 19,600. So for now I'm actually looking around this particular price level. So as I've already showed you guys, we might be making, just not expect this kind of move, but more likely a pullback and this scenario where we would reach our target area. And I've also said you guys, hey, if we look at this scenario in a different perspective, right here on the right hand side, I showed you guys similarly we don't need the weekly CPR. As I've already showed you guys, the weekly CPR target is also at 19,600 to 19,500 price level. So if we look at this scenario here, this rising wedge scenario guys, you can see yesterday when we had this price drop, the price came exactly at the 50 exponential moving average and also the upper line here of this rising wedge. So this upper line of this rising wedge acted as a support here, right? And now we also know that we have a weekly CPR acting as a support. Look at these three lines here, right? This here is going to be another support area. So now we know we have CPR support, right? And we have also the rising wedge upper line is going to be a support here, right? And also this 50 exponential moving average, this moving average line, the red line, what you can see here, this is going to be another support. So this means right now here we have a lot of support for Bitcoin guys, around the 17,800 and also around 18,000 price level. So this means the price could actually continue further. And as I've already said you guys, the next target for this week, we will be focusing on price target of 19,600 area, right? And if you want to look to the downside guys, as I've already said you guys, these three lines, these are the weekly pivots line, and this weekly pivots line is going to act as a support, because you can see here, price after coming exactly at the weekly CPR, it found support, we had a run to the upside. Let's go back and look at this here. Same scenario, price found support at the weekly CPR and then we started continuing in an upper direction. Here as well, you can go back and look at this guys. This is actually very interesting, because every time when you see the price moving, price always tests the weekly CPR. And yesterday, this is actually a very interesting scenario guys, because yesterday when the price was here, we knew the weekly CPR has been now placed. Look at this, while the price was getting pulled back, the weekly CPR was also a virgin weekly CPR, right? We didn't have any touches around this price level. And then right after that, what happened to price? You can see poof, this fake out, right? And then a really nice price pullback. And now if you look at that scenario, look at what happened after that. Price came back to the CPR level, the weekly CPR. It had a support, and now it's showing a reversal, a possible move to the upside. And as I've already said to you guys, 19,500, 19,600 is going to be our next target area, right? So now let's also look at this in a daily time frame. So guys, now if we come back to this price action of Bitcoin in a daily time frame, as you can see, the price has clearly broken out of this ascending channel, and it's also indicating how bullish the strength is right now. Because if we look at the moving averages, this crossover here, the 20 exponential moving average crossing over the 50 exponential moving average, and also to confirm this bullish crossover, I showed you guys the RSI indicator, right? And most of the people actually ask me, hey Anup, why does your RSI look so different? So if you look at this relative strength index, guys, mine looks exactly like yours right now, right? But I am actually going to show you how I actually look to the RSI, not only like over 70 overbought or below 30 oversold, right? We want to do a bit different. So in this case, we are going to double click on the RSI. Let's keep it wide and let's change. We don't need the upper band, we don't need the lower band. Now you can see this is how the normal RSI after deselecting everything looks like. Okay, so what we need, a horizontal line. You can see a horizontal line. Click on the horizontal line, come back to the RSI line, place it somewhere, right? Doesn't matter. Double click on the horizontal line and go to the coordinate and make it 50. So you know you are at the average price. So this means every time when we see this kind of crossover, this 20 exponential moving average crossing over 50 exponential moving average, and look at the RSI. Is the RSI above 50 level or not? Because when you see this kind of crossover happening and also RSI is above 50 level, that is a buy confirmation. For example, let's look at this here. We had a really nice crossover here, and let's go to the downside. You can see exactly after that RSI is now starting to go above 50 level. So this gave us a really nice buy signal, right? So go back here, you can see another scenario here. 20 exponential moving average crossing over 50 moving average. Go to the downside, you will see exactly here the RSI also started going above 50 level, and that is a buy signal, right? So this is how I look RSI and moving average, guys, and I hope this is also going to help you in this trading journey. So but looking at this right now, you can see RSI is still above 50 level, and check-in money flow is also showing the strength. T3 CCI here, it's also around the positive territory. So looking at this price structure, nothing to worry about so far, right? So this is actually in a daily time frame. And also if you go back here and look in a bigger time frame, guys, bigger time frame is actually very interesting, because you can see here, coming back to this weekly price action analysis, guys, I told you one thing, one very interesting thing. There is a very likely scenario that after this descending broadening wedge breakout, the target is going to be the 19,666 price level, because this 19,666 is the high according to this Bitstamp chart of 2017, right? But if you remember properly, with the help of the CPR indicator, that according to this weekly CPR, where is our target area? Our target, our first weekly target is exactly here, guys. You can see here, let me show you the indicator name. You can see on the right hand side, this here, the green dot, what you are seeing here, the R1 target area, right? So now let's look at this here. You can see the dot here, right? This is the exact weekly target area for Bitcoin according to this CPR indicator. Now you know, according to this descending broadening wedge, there is a high probability of price coming around this 19,600. And not only that, this weekly CPR, the weekly CPR first target is also exactly at this price area, guys. And now this example here, I told you this descending broadening wedge breakout, if you measure the length here, is also going to be somewhere around 19,500 to 19,600. So now you can see, according to the bigger scale, this bigger descending broadening wedge in a weekly time frame, the price should come around 19,600, 19,500. And looking at this with the weekly CPR target area and also this smaller descending broadening wedge in a 3-hour time frame, the price of Bitcoin is more likely to come around this 19,600, 19,500 price level. So now you can see, guys, before we should see any sort of a price pullback, 19,600 is where we might be currently heading, guys. And as you can see, this is playing out pretty well. And also this WYCKOFF analysis I showed you, that is also playing out pretty well. And I'm going to stick to my analysis because right now I will be focusing on this 19,600 or 19,500 price level, guys. So guys, this is what I actually wanted to share with you in today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If so, I would really appreciate it if you could smash the like button, and also if you're watching this for the first time, definitely hit the subscribe button and the bell. So by saying this, I'm signing out. My name is Anup. Bye bye guys.